Hi, my name is Ezekiel. Hope you are doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I use saturation with EQ in my drum reverb. This is what I'm gonna say is it's not just about using reverb on drums, but it's about how creative you are when you are using drums on reverb. What I'm just trying to do is I want the reverb in my drums to sound more calm, to create a kind of consistency in my drum mix. I want my reverb to sound more of the ambience, to just add more tails into the signal for me. It's not just that I want a huge reverb. Then I'm applying Tube Emulator. This is a stock plugin in Cakewalk by BandLab. I want my drums to be punching, tight and consistent and sound huge, wide, and at the same time, I want everything to sound great. So this is why I'm using a saturation in my drum reverb. But before I show you what I did and how I do that, I really want to thank everyone that contributes to this channel, everyone that subscribe, that like, your comment, your sharing, and I really appreciate you. I thank you so much. Now I want to play the drums for you to see how it sound like. Then I will explain what I did in that. So let us go into that now. That's just the drums you've just listened to. So firstly, on the Abbey Road plate reverb, I'm using the B type and then I boost plus 3 dB in the output gain, so to be able to have more signal through. Then I'm going to put into the experiment now. I'll turn off the saturation, then I'll turn in the EQ so you can hear the difference that is making in my drum reverb. So let's just listen to that. I roll down about minus 7 dB or close to minus 8 dB from 2K on that frequency. I'm applying the high pass filter. I don't want rumbleness in the low end. I want it to sound clean. Around about 2K that sounds a bit NASA or unpleasant to me, that I really love that frequency. That's just the simple thing the EQ is doing for me. Let's see the impact of my tube saturation in this drum reverb. I love the contribution of the saturation. Okay, let me quickly explain that. You could hear when I turn it off, when I turn it in, the saturation add more consistency into the transient for me, and also it brings the detail and more energy in my drum reverb. Not just like that. Something that it does for me is it's kind of rolling off all the rumbleness, the low end of the frequency in the reverb for me, and it sound more crispy, more smooth, and I love that. On the input and output gain, I'm driving the input gain up to plus 15 dB, and at the same time on the output gain, I have to bring it down up to minus 15 dB also. By doing this, I'm creating a kind of consistency, and it's going to be fuzzing and distorting like that. Then I'm driving it close to around 100% so that I can have more of distortion. And because, like I said earlier on, the saturation works more of a limiter. For me, on my own opinion, I don't know how is it like to you. This is why I love using saturation in most cases for my drum reverb mix. So I'm gonna play that again. I'm gonna bypass the reverb and solo it. So let's listen to the way it sounds, and you're going to learn more about that. You can hear the dryness in the drums, and it doesn't sound more friendly, more appealing, more emotional to me. But while I turn on the reverb, it sounds like you are playing drums in heaven. What I love about this is, let me just tell you, firstly, it makes my drums mix to sound blend together. It adds energy into my drums. It makes my drum to sound in control. It gives it more consistency. My drums reverb doesn't sound rumbled. It cleans, sound smooth, sound wide, and it sounds more matured for me. And something I also love is why I use saturation sometimes as an EQ is it gives a kind of high mid frequency. I can't say a treble or high mid in particular, but it makes my drum to shoot out. So why I love using saturation in my drum reverb some of the times. So instead of applying compressor, sometimes you might just apply a little saturation to make your drums sound huge and sound great. This is what I really want to show. So let me just play the drums again and listen to the way it sounds in just few seconds. This is absolutely lovely. This is what I'm talking about. Saturation and EQ on drums reverb. This is huge. So this that's just all about today's video. Thank you so much for watching this one. I'll be glad to see you in the next video. Bye.